Alrighty, friends, let's make this answer. Given the area, find the missing height. Ooh, okay. Now, you should know me by now. I'm going to do this as two triangles. So I'm going to do this triangle, which whether that's a right angle or not doesn't matter. It looks like a right angle, but it doesn't matter. It's still the height. So the area of that triangle is 4.9 times question mark over 2. And then I'm also going to look at things as this. Ooh, that's fun. Not what I meant to do, but fun anyway. And that's going to be 9.9 times question mark over 2. So to find the area of the trapezoid, I'm going to add those up. So 4.9 and 9.9 is 14.8. So that's 14.8 question marks over 2, which is 7.4 question marks. And that's going to equal 65.9. I'll do it another way in case this is scary. And then I'm going to take that 65.9 and divide by 7.4. Divided by 7.4. And I get about 8.9. So I get the question mark is 8.9. Okay, that's one way. Let's do it another way. We're feeling spicy today. So if you use the formula for the trapezoid, you add the bases. Base 1 plus base 2 times the height, divided by 2 times the height. So I don't know what the height is. 65.9. You could if you want to. You add the 4.9 and 9.9. Well, I don't know. Maybe you would first do this. I'm going to do this. Maybe I multiply by 2 first. So I do 65.9 times 2. That's 131.8. And then I'm also going to combine the 4.9 and the 9.9. So that's 1314.8. Divide by 14.8. And I get the 8.9 that I had before. So those are two different ways. I'm sure there are more ways, but those are two ways you could conceptualize that. Next one, given the area, find the missing height. So this one's less scary, way less scary. So this one you just do base times height, and that has to be 24. So that means that the height has to be 3. Divide both sides by 8. So the height is 3 inches. I didn't put units on that last one. They would be feet. What additional information, if any, would you need to find the perimeter? Well, you need these distances. So either you need to be told that, you need to be told this, or I guess you could be told like that whole distance. I don't know. So a couple different pieces there. Those are kind of extension questions. You're not explicitly asked those on your quizzes, but I like to ask them on the reviews. A kite has a diagonal of 25. Its other diagonal is twice the first. Well, that's phrased weirdly. Sounds good. So that means that this one is 50. Well, wait, this is a kite. Can't I just do this? I know that that whole distance is 25, so isn't this, pretend that my kite is actually good. Isn't that just 25? So then the area of this triangle that I'm making yellow, wouldn't I just do 50 times 25 divided by 2? So that's 625. That's for the yellow triangle, but then the other triangle is the same. So then 625 times 2 is going to be 1250. And that would be the area. So my advice, when you see a question like this on the quiz, it'll be phrased differently, there'll be some different information, whatever it is. Draw a picture and fill the information in. The important information you need is that the diagonals here are perpendicular. So you can either think of it as 2 triangles like I did. You can think of it as 4 triangles. It's kind of up to you. You could even think of it as a rectangle, but I didn't tell you that. Okay. Next one has a rhombus, has a diagonal of 200. So let's draw a rhombus. It's like a square, but different. Diagonal is 200. So that's 200. Half its other diagonal is 50. Doesn't that mean the whole thing is 100? Yes, it does. Oh, okay. But I don't need that, because I could look at this yellow triangle, and that's going to be 200 times 50 divided by 2, which is 100 times 50, which is 5 with some zeros afterward. That's for the yellow triangle. But then the whole is 2 of the yellow triangles, because that bottom triangle is the same. So the whole is 10,000. One way to do it. There are others. I guess, sure, I'll give you another way. Another way would be to say, don't talk about 200, talk about 100. And talk about this pink triangle. So find the area of that pink triangle, 50 times 100 divided by 2. And then there are actually going to be 4 of those pink triangles in the whole thing. So a lot of different ways to approach these. Key, as I said, the diagonals are perpendicular, so you have a bunch of right triangles. So you have a lot of options here on what to do. If you're given the words and not a picture, I find it super useful to draw the picture. I don't know if you do, but I like to have that picture to stare at. All right, what do we got here? If a circle has a circumference of 80 pi, what is its area? Okay, so circumference is 2 pi r, which is 80 pi. Divide both sides by 2 pi, and you get r is 40. So then the area is pi r squared. No, they're not, they're round. Oh, thanks, Mr. Carlson. And you do pi times 40 squared, which is 1600 pi. All right. Find the length of the arc and the area of the sector. So I have to find both pieces. Keep in mind on the quiz, you're going to be asked for both pieces. So for the blue, length of an arc has to do with circumference. So circumference is 2 pi r. So the circumference here is 16 pi. So our problem is going to be set up part to whole, part to whole. The degrees we care about is 240, and I don't know this. So multiply both sides by 16. I'm saying 16 because I'm going to ignore the pi for now. And you get 10 and 2/3 pi. So that would be the length of the arc. For the area of the sector, that's going to be an area problem. So that's pi r squared. No, they're not, they're round. Thanks, Mr. Carlson. R squared is 64, so 64 pi. Notice the setup. It's the same. Just different number on the left side. But it's the exact same. So that's 42 and 2/3 if I multiply both sides by 64 pi. 2/3, I forgot how to write. So in both cases, you have part to whole in degrees, part to whole in degrees. Notice the right side, for me, are the same. And then you have part to whole in area, part to whole in length. Length is circumference, area is area. Good thing I cleared that up with area is area. Speaking of area, find the area of the shaded region. All right. That is 20, right? And this, therefore, is 20. How can I say that? Because the radius is 10. That means this distance is 10. And this distance is 10. And this distance is 10. So this is a 20 by 20 square. Well, let's conceptualize this first. I'm going to take the big square. From the square, I'm going to subtract... I want to think of it like this. I'm going to think of a big green circle covers all of this. I'm going to erase that so it's not my way, minus the big circle, but then I'm going to add back in this part. Yeah, that'll work, because if I subtract the whole green part, that'll get rid of that gray part in the middle, but I want that whole thing. So the square is 20 by 20, so the area of a square is 20 squared. The radius of the green is 10, so that's pi r squared. No, they're not, they're round. Thanks, Mr. Carlson. And then the circle is pi r squared. So 20 squared is 400. 10 squared is 100, 6 squared is 36, 130 minus 36 is 64, so minus 64 pi. Don't combine those, don't do 400 minus 64, that's not accurate. But that would be the total area of the shaded region. So what I did, recap, I'm going to color. I found the area of the whole thing. That's that square. I then found the area of the green. That's that circle. But that means I eliminated this gray part that I needed to put back in. So I needed to put this part that I'm making red now, I needed to put that back in. So I added that back in. All right, I did it. If you have questions, as always, let us know.